Watch this video and I'll show you how Eli got his IBS and diarrhea under control using something called German New Medicine, which addresses the root cause of these symptoms. Now, I'm going to share with you a little clip of the testimonial that we did together, and then I'll go over the details and show you exactly what he did to get better.
Constant bathroom trips with like watery stools, and it was just making me super anxious all the time. Like I didn't like want to go out. Like, yeah, it was very frustrating.
And so how long after you started using German New Medicine did things start to clear up? And
It took
where are you at now?
about a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I started journaling. I was trying to get like my thoughts out of my head. I kind of like was able to root the problem back to fear of insecurity, or fear of rejection, I'm sorry. And what it was is I was compromising, morals that I'd been holding for a while to not be rejected by friends. And I started like kind of cutting off some people that, I felt like brought that kind of feeling onto me, especially like, like I'm able to like try and like have talks with them, but we're just like seeing eye to eye. So like I like legit like cut out like one of my all-time best friends.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty big.
Yeah. Like he had done some stuff like behind his wife's back, and like, I don't know, man, like just like made his integrity look super low. And I think I like related it to like an emotional wound I hold with my biological father. And anyways, that's like a I don't know, some other stuff. But anyways, like I'm coming to peace with these things, and
okay.
I'm 1,000% taking the Christian approach. Like I've gotten like my books I've been reading, I've been like journaling, like I've been like writing down scripture, and like it's been helping so much, just like dropping those fears, dropping those anxieties, like legit just like forming like a relationship with my creator. It's got my mind off from like everything going on here and like what's going on up there,
Yeah, it's such a powerful tool, especially when you're dealing with like a health issue, because healing is a huge part of Christianity. I know like the faith healers kind of get it like a bad rap nowadays, but that's what Jesus was. He was like a faith healer. He went around and like mobs followed him and stuff because it was just so amazing. And to be Christian is to follow Christ, to follow him. He's our example. He's our role model. And from a German New Medicine perspective, I don't know a better way to release that fear that's keeping these special programs on, by believing that the creator is behind your back. So like literally you have the most powerful being in the universe watching over you. Like, what do you have to worry about? And then you have, Jesus as your role model, helping you not get super emotional about stuff or dealing with those emotions very quickly, in a healthy manner. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I still, can get in like moods here and there, but it's like they get shorter, I'm able to like rebound from them a lot faster. I mean, and it's like a constant thing, like I'm constantly like, trying to get scripture. I'm constantly reading these books, journaling here and there.
And it says that's what you need to do in the Bible. It says that. and think about all the stuff we're exposed to every single day. All the negative
it's constant
stuff.
Fear. It's constant things that just frustrate you. Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean,
so how long did it take for your food intolerances to go away? Because it sounded like you were blaming food there for a while.
Yeah, I think when I came back from Vegas, I was just going repeatedly to the bathroom while I was up here. I was just going through a really extended healing phase, and honestly, it was then I was like, like it really like doesn't matter like what I am eating. Like I remember like being super worried about seeds, and then Elise was like, I eat seeds every day, like seeds are not gonna hurt you. And then like I even like looked it up online, and it's like it's true, like seeds like really they don't have any effect like on the colon. But
yeah, that's my fault probably. My older videos.
Honestly, I didn't even see that video. I was chugging raw milk like every day, and like for the first or second week, I was like kind of like maybe it's like too much, like maybe I'm overdoing it with the milk, but I don't know. I kind of didn't care and just like eventually like just kind of
Yeah.
forgot about it. And it was like, that's like what all I was drinking besides water. But yeah,
Nice.
after like that month, I was like journaling as often as I could. I was like honestly like dropping like fear. And like that's what it was, is like the anxiety and just I don't know, like the more I was writing, just getting my thoughts out, like this, the more it helped. And then like, I would pray over them and there's like a lot of frustration I was getting out. And eventually I'll have to burn this book because I don't want anyone reading this. It's horrific.
It's dark.
Yeah, I don't even want to read it. Yeah, but I feel like it's getting lighter, but yeah,
That's
eventually it'll be in the fire.
That's good.
But,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I remember when you were talking about your Vegas trip, you said you ran into like some lady issues. And when I was growing up, like my most stressful events in my life were issues with my, romantic relationships. And just recently I added a video to the course that kind of shows you to make this as simple as possible. Women go insane when their man doesn't act like a man. And so so I took a course that shows you like what true masculinity means, and I've kind of shared what my favorite parts of that and put it inside the course, because I feel like most of the men in the group, like at least half of them have like relationship issues with their woman.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's frustrating because like you have a culture that's almost like training, almost like a gender swap kind of thing, and like guys are thinking they have to be femboys and girls are thinking they have to be like tougher, and it's just like it's confusing everything.
it's so confusing. You're taught the exact opposite of what to do. Like even the most successful and handsome men in the world today, like big movie stars, are having relationship issues. It's a big problem.
Yeah. It was bringing me a lot of anxiety too, just like constantly thinking like, oh, like who's the right one, who's the right one. It's like I don't even need to be focused on that. That's like causing this stress,
Yeah.
But and also it's like like getting like into like the Christian faith. Like I feel like if I meet a girl through the Christian faith, like she'll have like the morals I'm looking for. Like I won't have to be worried about like all this cheating and their exes and everything else. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's very true.
It could still happen. I just feel like the chances are like a lot lower, especially if she's like very devout and like puts God above everything.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone like on the same playing field. I'll just wait. I'm no rush.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, definitely from like the way that we've been like communicating, I can tell, like usually when someone has like a lot of issues, it's I do live Q&As twice a week, and the people who have lots of issues, like the whole conversation is about like, it's just worry. What about this? And then I give them solution. Well, what about this? And then I give them a solution. Well, what about this? And then I give them, it's just like back and forth. Whereas with you, it's just like, everything's great. Everything's fine.
Yeah. And it's like,
everything will be fine.
Absolutely. I still get healing symptoms here and there. Like I heard about the CDC green zones going up. I don't know if you've heard about that yet in the States.
No. Oh, I think I just saw an article about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're building like,
that's ridiculous.
Like 6 month long camps for people that are high risk that won't get the vaccine. And they're like legit waiting for like Joe Biden to make a executive order. Yeah, to mandate it. Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
It stressed the crap out of me. Like I came home, I had a headache. Like my stomach, like it was kind of off the fritz for probably like 2 days, and then kind of got over it. But
yeah, and that was the thing with the whole, like my stress levels went up with the holistic movement, because now all of a sudden you're offended by like your Wi-Fi router or someone putting up like a 5G tower, a cell phone tower. Now, like, it's like you're offended by everything, just about, like going down the holistic rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Like I remember like you saying like God like gave us like these, like he's not going to give us like wimpy bodies. Like like we've probably in our past eaten way worse food, like dead, rotting animals and crap. And it's you get sick.
I watch what the stray cats and the dogs eat, and it's like, okay.
Right. Yeah. Like what's your like what do you think about like germ theory? Because I was looking into that a little bit.
Yeah, well, so from a German new medicine perspective, bacteria and fungi are part of the healing phase. They help remove the extra tissue. And if you study terrain theory long enough, you'll come across something called the somatid cycle, where scientists have seen these bacteria and fungi being produced by our own cells. So they're part of the healing phase. And they'll go away once the program completes. The only time where I don't really see that add up is with parasites, because we adopt kittens all the time, and they always have parasites, and
Yeah.
they could be in good health or in bad health. You could have kittens that are like under a lot of stress, and then other kittens that are, you can tell like they've been taken care of, and like um they never go away by themselves from what we've seen. And so we
Right.
always that's like
You
the
get
one
bigger.
thing where I'm still like trying to do the math in my head, but we just always give them deworming pills, because that makes them go away super fast.
Yeah,
So
it makes you think about like, I mean, like totally side topic rabbit hole, but like the whole like ivermectin, like why it would be so effective against coronavirus that we know now is made in a lab. Is it like a parasite that causes like the main symptom? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said,
but
side rabbit hole.
that's a big. I was trying to make a video on coronavirus the other day. That's a big. It has to deal with the bronchial mucosa, um, a special program. And so the symptoms that get labeled as coronavirus, it's like 10, 15 different organs. Like not having a symptom is a symptom nowadays.
Yeah.
And but the symptom that kills people is of the bronchial mucosa, because when that goes into the healing phase, it becomes inflamed and it retains water. And then then you can activate the kidney collecting tubules program with an abandonment conflict and an existence conflict by putting somebody in quarantine and telling them they're going to die. Then that tissue starts to retain water, and then that's how a person drowns in their own fluids and dies from the coronavirus. So it has absolutely nothing to do with a virus which has never ever been proven to exist.
That's a
that
fear
that's
of death
that's the way that
conflict.
I that's the way that German new medicine sees it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
fear of death basically affects the lungs, right?
Yeah, but someone could tell you you're going to die, and that seems like, oh, that's a good way to experience that. Oh, that sounds like, oh, I should be fearful of that. But like it could be experienced in so many different ways. It's even Dr. Hammer couldn't even tell you how someone would experience that. It could show up on your gut, it could show up on your colon, it could show up on your heart, it could be a self-evaluation conflict. It could show up so many different ways.
I think I was reading a little bit about the conflicts, or at least like that video of the German lady, and she has like the picture of the brain, that goes out to the different conflicts. And the reason I originally came up here was because my mom, she's been like going through breast cancer on and off.
Okay.
And it got at its worst when I was back in high school. My brother was a couple years under me, and he was going back and forth like with some bad friends. Like he was, 14, 15,
Okay.
like got into some dark drugs. And then that's like when her breast cancer like was just really like getting so much worse. And I think from what I read, that's a fear of conflict emotion.
Well, depending on
Like
there's
family.
two tissues in the breast. There's the milk ducts, and then there's the breast glands. And so the breast glands are a nest worry conflict.
Nest
so
worry, that's right.
If one of her children is getting into trouble, that could
Right.
bring that up. And
Right.
just think about like our culture today with like the helicopter mom culture, and just like the littlest things. I'm not trying to belittle
Oh, no. I
your
mean,
mom.
like
Like that's a serious problem, but like just think
we
about
were
like
hard
all the nest
kids.
worry over like little things, like probably a lot of women are having today.
Yeah. And then
Um,
it turned into lung cancer once it got at its worst. Just it wasn't getting better.
and so lung cancer, that's the most common type of secondary cancer, because when you get that diagnosis,
Mm,
it's a scare fright conflict.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like dogs with breast cancer, like their rate of lung cancer is like zero, just about, because they're dogs and they don't understand. You know, you tell a dog it has breast cancer, it just looks at you because it doesn't understand it. But a human, it's like,
Right.
oh my God, I'm gonna die. And it can be experienced that way.
Well, I feel like that could possibly happen because I do know dogs that have died like with tons of cancerous tumors on them, and like I feel like maybe it could
Oh
like
yeah.
affect their mood, maybe to like start developing cancers elsewhere.
Yeah, but they don't have the intellect. Well, they do, they're smart, but they don't know to fear it like a human does. Yeah. But anyways,
I
that's
mean,
yeah.
well, like let's say like they get lung cancer immediately, but I mean, like you just said, how would they initially even get that? Yeah. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
if they got a cancer somewhere that was like hurting them or like making them like legit, like let's say it was like a brain cancer of sorts.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, well, I've known like Dr. Hammer had two boxers and they had a lot of hemorrhoids and stuff like that. And there's lots of, he has lots of case studies with animals in it where, the owner goes on vacation and the dog's, stays with a friend, and then the dog will start showing symptoms. And he's like, okay, well, do this, and, she'll be okay. And so, that's why he called them biological laws and not human laws, because they apply to our animals and nature.
yeah, well,
So but
it's all in the head. Yeah, absolutely.
that brain controls everything. So cool. Well, Eli, I'm so glad that you're doing better.
Yeah, me
Anything
too.
else you want to tell someone else that's suffering from something and on the fence about German new medicine?
Um, I would say trust it and trust your body, because a lot of what I feel like my problem was, I was telling my body like, oh man, like again, like, oh, like I would just like look down and be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, like it's wrong. And I feel like that would keep me in that. And it's like legit, like it knows what it's doing, like let it do what it's doing. And
Mm-hmm.
like I would get in the way of that. And it's like the body knows what's best for itself.
Yep.
And I don't know, like mind, body, spirit, like they each have their own function. Like they each need to do
Mm-hmm.
their own thing. They each need to stand up each other's way. Well, except for the spirit. I feel like the spirit, should be totally in control. And then like you get that. Well, anyway, yeah, you get it. But
Yeah, I need
yeah,
to do a little bit more research between the spirit and the flesh. So yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so like the Bible, like it's irrefutable, and like there's documents to show that there was this Nero ruler. There were like these apostles, like their bones are literally being held
Yeah.
in Germany. I think that somewhere in Ukraine, maybe they have an apostles set of bones. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but
Well,
no, Italy, Spain, Germany.
they all wrote, their account of the gospel. And like they couldn't just like call each other up on the telephone. Hey, do you remember when Jesus did this? And like everything's like lines up pretty darn well.
Right. And you look at how they died, like these gruesome, awful deaths. Like at any point
Yeah.
you'd be like, okay, like I made it all up. Like I never saw Jesus. Like I'm kidding. It was a
Yeah.
joke. Kill me fast. But like no, like these guys, they were flayed alive,
Yeah.
crucified upside down, pushed off cliffs, beaten like one guy, the only guy that got away was being boiled alive in oil in Rome. And then he flew, whatever the word is, he took off to an island, and that's where he wrote the book of Revelations.
Ah, okay.
John, the Apostle John, was the only one that died of an old age. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And then a Paul, he was the one who was
yeah,
like persecuting Christians and saw Jesus came to him
you see that
and
movie?
set him straight. I've been watching The Chosen.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a great show. But there's a movie. There's a movie you got to see, and you can find it for free. It's called Paul, Apostle of Christ. It came out like 2 years ago, and like
okay, all right, I gotta watch that.
but like it shows like Nero, like when he was in like rule, like when he was
Oh,
Caesar of
Nero's in
Rome.
there. Oh, okay, I love Roman history, and so you put some Christian history in there. Yeah.
I mean, but
And got,
it's
I
history.
was a
Christianity
huge
is history.
atheist growing up. So, I mean, this is like if you would have talked to me a year, 2 years ago, you'd be talking to a different person. I'd be like, I don't believe in any of that hocus pocus.
So
And
like you just
now
like
I'm,
didn't believe in a God or like
well, Christianity wasn't big in my household growing up. I kind of saw it like kind of like as Santa Claus. I was like, well, if Santa Claus ain't real, I don't know about this God stuff.
well, did you ever think about where you were gonna go when you died?
Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't think about that much even now. But it was just what kind of made me switch was just all the coincidences for me, like meeting my wife and meeting some business partners and learning G&M and just me getting to the place I am at now. I'm not I'm not smart enough to do that on my own. Like, I have like an angel watching over me or something
That's awesome,
because
man.
it's, the things that could have happened could have easily not happened and they shouldn't have happened, but they did somehow. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. I mean, yeah, you were pushing a direction. You got a calling. I mean,
So,
it's really cool. Um,
yeah.
like not even to sound like hocus pocusy and stuff, but like when you like legit like when you do like form that relationship and like recognize Jesus as God in man form and you establish
Mhm.
that relationship, like you get literally like the Holy Spirit, like it's the spirit of Jesus, and like it's that thing that tugs at your
Mhm.
conscience in the direction of God. So like whenever you feel like in between a
Mhm.
decision and you feel your conscience pulling you in the righteous decision, that's the Holy Spirit. Like that's become like my best friend. Like when I start to get like fear or I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
past in my mind, like I legit like I pray to the Holy Spirit and like it pulls me back into like
And
like more of like that godliness mindset.
yeah, and with with the gut special programs to digest and accept something, the Holy Spirit, there's nothing to digest. Oh, I got to figure out this problem. And today it's like overanalyze this, overanalyze that. With the Holy Spirit guiding you, it's just, all right, Holy Spirit, what should I do? This? Okay. All right, let's do it. And you like cut out all that digesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a great tool for me. And it was a big relief for me. I got symptoms when I kind of realized that like, hey, this is the route I'm gonna go because it's just easy. It's like so much easier than a lot of the
Yeah.
other methods I've seen. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad that it's helped you a lot. So cool.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I try to feed that Holy Spirit so I can have that
Yep.
different
And we
perception of the world, that different perception of myself. Because it's yeah, like you stop journaling, like you stop doing that stuff, you start listening to like angry music again, and like you kind of get pulled back into like those old ways, and it like
uh,
activates
music.
those conflicts or yeah. So
Music. It just like teaches you how it makes women your idol and like relationships your idol. It's ridiculous. It's like
oh dude, yeah. I mean like sometimes I could even like listen to the lyrics, but like if you read the lyrics, it's like, whoa, like what the heck? Like some of them are dark. It's like talking about like offing themselves and voices
yeah.
in their head, and it's like, the heck, this was like a lot more catchy before I read it.
Yeah, I listen to Russian music here, and I really like it. And then every once when I feel compelled, I'll translate the lyrics. I'm like, this song sucks now.
Dude,
Like
yeah, and it's
they're
like
just whining like this big buff attract, like this big cool. I think he's like super cool, and then the whole song he's just like whining for a hug. I'm just like, what? Really?
uh
And you're Russian? Like, I thought you guys were supposed to be like hard, like men.
oh man, they're turning American. That's too bad.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but
My biological father, he's in Crimea right now, or just outside of it. Let me see.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's it's a
Like
fun
that
place right
island.
now. Yep.
It's a cool
We're
place.
well, it is, but we're not allowed to go there because Russia took it. So
Oh yeah, he said it was Russian occupied right now.
yeah, like we literally can't go there. And I have like a landlord that owns homes there. And he's like, yeah, I can't like some of my tenants pay me rent still, the other ones don't. It's like it's kind of a mess.
I wonder if they're gonna like go through a civil war, if they're just like, all right, you're Russia, like we can't do anything.
Yeah, well, it's like a Cold War thing. So, but Anyways, thank you, Eli, for sharing your story. And I think this is a good spot
Super
to end the
cool.
talk. But thank
Oh,
you
for
so
sure.
much for sharing, some of your insights on what to do to get better.
Yeah, man. No, honestly, like thanks for pushing me in this direction, honestly, because it's like what you were saying was stuff that I felt like I've heard through Christianity before. And then
Mhm.
like once you started like talking more about Christianity, I was like, all right, like I know what I gotta do. Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, man, it's cool that you were pushed in this direction. So it's interesting how things line up. Otherwise, I would be, I'd be trying to do pill or not pills, but like, probably no, I was really over the doctor stuff. That wasn't getting anywhere. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been in a frustrating cycle with something else. So
Yes, some people with like serious mental issues, like sometimes like low dose antidepressants can like help people. It depends on the person's case.
I can see that.
But yeah, but like with the help, but without German new medicine, you have no idea what's going on. Like you're just throwing darts and you just don't know what's going on. It's
Yeah, but honestly, what does
blindfolded.
help a lot is like having like people to tell you like, hey, like this is what's going, like when you guys do the
Yeah.
Q&As on Sundays and Wednesdays, like that honestly
Yeah.
helps so much, just like that reassurance. And yeah, no, and like you look at like the few people that are like, yeah, like I've done that, it works, but like it seems like, yeah, like a lot of people are still kind of tripping, like a lot. But
Yeah, it is hard to believe. It took me a while to believe it. So
yeah, yeah. So
cool. Well, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Eli.
yeah, man, anytime.
All righty.
All right, so once Eli addressed the root cause of the problem, in just a month or two, all of his diarrhea went away, and he has perfectly formed stools no matter what he eats. So, using German new medicine, we get to the emotional root cause of the problem. All of our organs are developed for a very specific survival purpose. And when we experience a stressful situation that catches us off guard, our body wants to increase its chances of survival, and it does this by putting an organ into overdrive. And all of our organs have a survival purpose. And this is controlled by the subconscious. Things can be very mysterious, but the gut is controlled by the brainstem, the oldest part of the brain. It does not know the difference between indigestible food and indigestible things in our life. It is in our language. I can't digest this. You make me sick to my stomach. I can't accept this. I can't absorb this. And so in Eli's case, there was a big drama with his friends. There was a drama with a girlfriend, and this was this indigestible thing in his life. I can't digest my friends. I can't believe they would do that to me. They would go behind my back and blah, blah, blah. I don't know all the details, but there was something very stressful with his friends and with a girlfriend. And so he could not digest these things. I can't digest this. And so the way that the body responds in order to help digest and absorb the situation is the body starts to develop extra gut cells. These extra gut cells serve the purpose of creating extra digestive juices and providing more absorptive surface area. And so eventually this drama got resolved and the body went, okay, I don't need these gut cells anymore. And the body starts to get rid of these extra gut cells. It's removing physical flesh from the body. So there's going to be blood, there's going to be pain, there might be mucus in the stool. And so that's what happened. He started getting these symptoms, and the first thing that we do is we go to the doctor, they give us drugs, then that sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, and then we go and we start going on these diets and we start blaming foods for our symptoms, even though we ate these foods our whole lives and we were completely fine. So the way that he started to come to terms with this, or to get better, is he started using German new medicine, which I just explained to you, and he started using Christianity to kind of come to peace with these things that were stressing him out in his life. I'm going to forgive my friends, or, just get them out of my life, and I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm not going to worry because, Jesus has got my back. When you walk around with that belief system, Jesus has got my back, I don't got to worry about anything, versus, I'm going to worry about everything. Worrying can turn on, reactivate these special programs. Worrying about whether this energy and nutrients, this food, is good or bad for you. I perceive gluten as not digestible. I perceive dairy, the easiest to digest food on the planet, as not digestible. When you believe this, it's in your subconscious when you believe this, and your subconscious controls these special programs, and it's going to just get you stuck in this vicious cycle. So essentially, what Eli did is he bought our Rapid Gut Healing program, but there are many students who consume my free content. They do the boot camp. They watch my free YouTube videos. You could even heal just watching this video. I'm not joking. And so essentially what he did is he identified what the conflict was. He goes, okay, what was stressful around the time that my symptoms started? Oh yeah, okay, I was fighting with my friends and my girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. And these issues were actually still in his life. It would get resolved. They would be on good terms one week, then the next week they'd be fighting. Then it'd be on good terms one week, and then the next week they'd be fighting. So it's just round and round and round and round and round and round we go. And it's just this process of cell proliferation, cell loss, cell proliferation, cell loss, cell proliferation, cell loss. And it just turns into a mangled mess down there. And so the way that we just let this program ride out and do all the healing is we got to identify these emotional triggers. So he walked around for a few days with a pen and paper, and he just wrote down all the things that that stressed him out. And he found out it was his friends and I guess his girlfriend at the time. And he identified what foods. He just started telling himself all foods are safe. Every time he ate a food, he told himself all food is safe. I can tolerate energy and nutrients. Anytime he had symptoms, he just told himself all food is safe. I'm just getting rid of extra gut cells. I wonder what I just resolved. And sure enough, it was usually like, oh, something stressful happened with my friend today, but then I got angry at my friend, and then I forgot about it, or we talked about it and things were okay. And so after a month of that, he can eat whatever he wants, and he has perfectly formed stools. People get better fast with German New Medicine because it addresses the root cause of the problem. If you try, I tried, a bunch of holistic things and modern medicine things, and I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I still had to be on boring diets, and anytime I went off of it, I got horrible symptoms. But when I started German New Medicine, and when my students start German New Medicine, like literally in a month or two, in just a few days, they're eating whatever they want, but literally, I've seen incredible results in just a few days, but usually it takes a month or two to kind of understand these principles and really believe them, because we have these belief systems that have been installed into us over years and years and years, like what we learn in high school and college and what we hear on YouTube. It takes a little while to deprogram these ideas out of us. And so my free boot camp and my free videos on YouTube are great tools for that. So I urge you to watch those. But if you're someone who wants to work one-on-one with me, you're serious about getting better now, and you want to work with the best of the best, we have a Rapid Gut Healing program. It is only $497, or it can be broken up into 3 monthly payments of $197. And inside this program, you'll get over 20 hours of videos on exactly what I did and my students do to get better from these gut issues. It also comes with a Facebook support group where me and my coaches will answer all of your questions. Every single day we'll answer all your questions, and then twice a week we have live Q&As where we get on a Zoom call and we can talk and tell you what you need to do next to get better. And all of my coaches suffered from gut issues themselves, and they've healed themselves using German New Medicine, guys. So, if there were others out there that I could recommend, I would, but I don't, because none of them address the root cause. We're the only ones that address the root cause. Most other programs will literally have you spend thousands on organic food. Most of you don't even have access to organic food. And let's be honest, most organic food is just sprayed with like different pesticides. Like it's really hard to find truly organic food. And I've even had students who went to work on a farm. I used to work on a raw dairy farm. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to get truly organic, clean food. It is very difficult in this day and age to get, like it's very difficult. It's very difficult, if not impossible, and very expensive to do. I know, like usually what happens in the holistic realm, you pay $1,000 to get a course, or you pay $200 to get an hour consultation, and you usually got to see them a few times, and then they tell you right away, okay, you got to buy this $50 supplement. Oh, you also need this one. Oh, you need that one. Oh, you need that one. Okay, you need to do this too. Okay. Watch out for the Wi-Fi signals. You got to turn off your Wi-Fi router at night. Okay, now you need a water filter. Okay, you need this crap. You need that crap. And they still have tons of food intolerances. And it's because it does not address the root cause of the problem. Our program, our information, we're the only ones who address the root cause of the problem. German New Medicine, I know it sounds wild, but it's been confirmed by 76 other doctors. I've tried everything. If you're thinking about trying something else, I've already tried it or I've seen somebody else try it. I've spent over $100,000 trying to figure out how to fix the gut, and I figured it out with the help of German New Medicine, and I want to help you get there as fast as possible. This is an investment that you will use for literally the rest of your life. I went to college, and I remember, I don't know, it was like $1,000 a course or something like that. There's tons of courses. I literally never ever use any of that information at all. This for just $4.97. This is information you will use every single day for the rest of your life. Think about this investment you're making. You're investing in yourself. Think about how much more money you can make in your career. Think about how much more you can enjoy the money that you do make. There's so many times I went on vacations, spent a ton of money, ate something that I believed wasn't good for me at the time, and the whole vacation was ruined because I was diarrheaing my brains out for the rest of the vacation. This is an investment for the rest of your life. But if you don't have the money and you aren't ready to buy right now, that's fine, because you can heal with my free boot camp, and you can just literally heal with this video, or you can heal on just watching my free YouTube videos. So guys, I wish you the best of luck. Hope to see you inside the Rapid Gut Healing Program, but if not, I'll see you in the comments section of the YouTube video. So, all right guys, see you later. Bye-bye.